Hi there, I hope you can hear me. It's Bubble Talk with Burge. Here I am. Welcome to our weekly Bubble Talk with Burge series. And you might ask yourself, what is Bubble Talk? So Bubble Talk is that unconscious belief that keeps us from getting what we want. It's that subconscious thought that might be something that we just don't. Let me make sure I'm doing this right. Karen's saying, watching. You're sideways. Okay, how special. Why is that? I'm sideways? No, I'm not. Am I really? You're sideways. Okay. Why is it doing that? That's not normal. Okay. Is that better? Really? That's not how I normally... Okay. Thank you guys. Sorry about that. That's not how I normally set this thing up. It's not doing right. Let me try this again. Am I sideways again? Let's try it this way. Okay. All right. It must be the way that I'm doing it this time. Technology and it's so much fun having technology. So apparently this is not working the same way that I did it before for the last 3 weeks. So... Is it sideways now, everybody? Gosh. Am I okay now? Can everybody hear me? Is it okay now? Let me know. Let me know. Yes? Keep it this way. Okay, thank you. So I don't know what happened, but normally I don't do it this way. But welcome to Bubble Talk with Burge. So, hi Brad. Hi Karen. So what we're doing now is we are looking at the subconscious belief systems that keep us from getting what we want. And you know how you have a conscious thought about, I want something in my life, and yet the subconscious thought keeps blocking you? You don't even know what it is. It's that bubble. Have you ever seen those cartoon characters above your head? And the cartoon bubbles above your head is what you're thinking. That's what you're thinking. So those are the ones that run the bus. Oftentimes when you have a thought and you're not creating, I don't know, you're not creating exactly what you want, exactly when you want it. It could be because your subconscious is not aligned with your conscious thought. Because the real true driver is your subconscious, because it can keep you from really creating more money, more love, more purpose, more relationship, more business, more everything that you want to have in your life. So, and keeping yourself feeling safe and loved and purposeful and brilliant and abundant and all those things. So I've created Bubble Talk, which is a technology of how to find out what's in there. We dig around with a stick. So that's why we call this Bubble Talk with Burge, to find out what your Bubble Talk is. And what I do on this series is I'm pulling from my Essence of Being cards. Essence of Being is our flagship experience that we do all around the world. So I invite you to come play with us anytime. Check out essenceofbeing.com, and it'll be in the feed as well, so you can see all of our events coming up. But what I want to do is I want to pull a card. So these are magic cards. And remember, magic is something that science has not proven yet. So these are cards for messages, oracle cards, or however you want to call these cards. It's basically a message for us today. And what I'm going to do is just pull one at random. I've been pulling different ones each time that I do this, and I really don't know which ones I'm going to pull. So here's what they look like, Essence of Being cards. So let's see what our message is for today. What do you think it is? Hi, Nicole. Hi, Charles. All right, let me see. What is our message of what is happening for us today? Okay. Oh, well, how about that? Create a healing forest. So today is about creating a healing forest, and that is what I pulled out of my Bubble Talk, my Essence of Being cards, okay? That's the message for us. And just so though you don't, maybe those of you who don't know what our healing forest is or what is it, it's a Native American term where they talk about taking a sick tree out of a sick forest and you nurture it back to health and you put it back into a sick forest again. It could get sick again, because it's not having people around them to nurture it, to remind you of how powerful you are, to remind you of your innocence, to remind you that you are connected. So creating a healing forest is basically hanging out with people or in your orbit, people that you live with, that you work with, that you play with, creating a forest of people that know the real truth about you, that you are powerful, that you are innocent, that you are worthy, and that basically you don't buy their bullshit and they don't buy your bullshit. So it's like basically it's people that are very real and authentic to create what you want in your life. And so we have a healing forest with our Essence of Being graduates. And the Healing Forest is our community. It's a non-profit community that we have, a foundation that I have. So the community itself is called the Healing Forest. So what the card I pulled is create a healing forest. And what it says on here is you are not alone. Surround yourself with people, with angels and spirits that nurture you, that love you, and tell you the truth. I am constantly expanding my forest. I am infinitely loved by the universe. So this is a message for all of us today, that we are loved and that we are surrounded by people who love us and connect with us and can see our true beauty and our true innocence. And so when you're feeling like you're doing this all alone, when you're feeling like you just want to give up, or maybe you just haven't figured out what comes next. Hi, Kelly. What you can do is you can actually remember that you're not alone. You can access your connection. You can access other people in your community and say, please support me or please help. I know that asking for help for some of you is a sign of weakness. And what I always say is my strength lies in my vulnerability. So part of this is creating people around you that can support you, that can empower you, that can enliven you, not drag you down. So many of you may have what I call crabs around you. And the crabs around you are people that, you ever see crabs in a bucket? And those crabs in a bucket, there's one crab that's trying to get out and crawl out of the bucket, and then there's all these other crabs that come and try to pull them down. So the reason why they do that is one of twofold. They either want to basically, don't leave me, come back to where I am, or they're saying, please help me get out of the crab bucket too. So you can ask yourself, what kind of crab are you? Are you the crab that is trying to uplift and empower people to come out of their bucket and bring them with you? Or are you allowing those other crabs to bring you down, to pull you back down to a place that you don't want to be at, an old paradigm or an old belief system? And maybe they're uncomfortable with you being powerful and stepping into your incredible connection that you have, stepping into your abundance. So, or stepping into your love, self-love. Maybe they're uncomfortable with that and they don't know how to respond to you, so they may try to pull you back down. So that's why we say, create a healing forest. Create a healing forest around you of people that will uplift you and continue that. So that when you get nurtured, and let's say you read a book, or let's say that you're a seeker and you start looking for support, and maybe you have friends that you talk to, or maybe you do a workshop or a play shop, as I call them, or maybe you are looking for something else in your life. And when you find it, sometimes it changes you, right? And you want more of that. And so what the Healing Forest does in our community all around the world is that we support you in continuing that journey, continuing that the seeker within you to say, there is more, there's more here for you, and that you can do this and you're not alone. And when you have those bumps in the road, when you have those things that happen to you and that you create, that you just don't know how to continue going on, sometimes we hibernate and we isolate. And so asking for help or asking for support is key, for you to be able to come out of that bucket, to be that crab that crawls out of the bucket and says, you know what? I'm not going to stay in this bucket because it doesn't feel good anymore. So I'm going to get out. And Nicole says, sometimes people judge you for where you are on your journey. Yes, they do. They do. And what do you do with that? Do you continue to listen to them, or do you create people around you that you can actually believe in yourself again? So you have choices. You always have a choice. So my choice today for you is create a healing forest, that you're not alone, that you can ask for support. It does not mean you're weak. Hi, Michael. It does not mean you're weak. It means that you are strong enough to say, I choose to have support. You know, and people are, human beings are pack animals, okay? So it's really supportive to have people around you to mirror the good things about you, to mirror the real things about you, as opposed to mirroring, like when they're standing there talking to you, mirroring all the things that you don't like about yourself. Hey, Michael. So I suggest that you, every day, look for evidence that you created a healing forest around you. If you have people around you that are bringing you down, if they're crabs pulling you back down in the bucket because they're uncomfortable with you being all that, then I say keep going. And you will find new evidence that there are people around you that will definitely support you and definitely empower you. And that's what we're all about at Essence of Being. So create a healing forest within your community, within your home, within your workplace, because you're not alone, and you're not meant to be alone. You don't have to do this by yourself. So look in the feed later on, comment, like, share, do all those things so that you can also create a healing forest with this message. So this message is you're not alone. And it's not, it's really not okay, in my opinion. It's not my belief that it's good just to be alone in all of your pain, in all of your fear, because oftentimes that just keeps breeding over and over and over again. So surround yourself with people who love you and who can see the innocence within you. And if you don't have any of those people, definitely come to Essence of Being or any of the programs that we do, but I'm sure you do. If you look around, you're going to find new evidence, because once you start believing that you're worthy, once you start believing that you're innocent, once you start believing that you're powerful, once you start believing that you are safe and loved, then that is what you attract to you, is more of that. So until we meet again, definitely like it, share it, and I'll be posting how to get these cards, because they're great messages for you every day that you can pull. And until I see you at the next play shop or experience that we have, I want you to just say to yourself, I make a difference. I make a difference. I love myself. And what you focus on expands, my friends. Until next time, this is Burge with Bubble Talk.